Bonjour! If, like me, you like a nice creative project and adding your own personal touch to your books and make them truly yours and unique without breaking the bank or needing fancy cutting machine or tools, then this mini-series is made for you. In these videos, I'm going to show you how I transformed these books into this. So subscribe to not miss the other videos. In this first video, we are going to rip our cover off and create stunning edges with foiling element to make it shine. Of course, you can follow this tutorial if you don't want to rip your cover off and you don't want to rebind your whole entire book. Ready? Let's go. To make these spread edges, you are going to need the books or book you want to customize. And if you want to rebind the whole entire book, you will need paper for the end pages. It needs to be as big or bigger than your book when folded in two, an Exacto knife, and glue for paper. And then for the sprayed edges, you're gonna need a book press. I made mine myself, and there's a tutorial on my YouTube channel on how to do it. Or you can use some weights. Spray paint, I'm using black paint this time. A hot quill, mine is from We Are Memory Keepers. And heat transfer foil, my favorites are from We Are Memory Keepers as well. You can find the links to what I'm using in the description of the video. If you want to customize your edges without rebinding the whole entire books, then you can skip to the third step. Just make sure to protect your cover so you don't get paint on them. The very first step is the most scary for most of us, as we are going to need to rip the original cover off. You can count to 3 and rip it off like a band-aid, or you can take your time and slowly take it off, like I did in my paper hardcover tutorial. But I think it looks cooler to just rip it off, so that's what I will do this time. The second step will be to place our end pages, which are essentially the pages we are going to glue our new cover on. For that, fold your paper in half and then make a thin strip of glue of about 5 mm next to the spine of your book and align the fold of your paper to the spine of your book and glue it like that. Then flip your book and cut the excess paper off using an Exacto knife. Glide it carefully against the edge of your book, using it as kind of a guide. Make sure not to put too much force into it, as you might dent your edge. It's better to go over it multiple times than using pure force. Do the same on both sides. Now, I highly suggest you to mark the front, back, top and bottom of the book on the end pages. It will help you not to make any stupid mistakes afterwards. Trust me, I speak of experience. The third step is where the fun begins, as we are going to spray paint our edges. For that, place your book into a book press or under weights with the edge almost sticking out. Take the spray paint, shake it well, and spray that edge. Make sure to be outside or in a well-ventilated place for your health, please. Make sure also that you don't spray too close to your book, or you might end up with drips or too thick of a layer, and we don't want that. When it is dry to the touch, the time you have to wait might vary depending on the spray paint you use. But once it is dry to the touch, you can turn your book to the other edge, spray the other edge, let it dry to the touch, and do the same for the last edge, and then let it fully dry. Once it's fully dry, you can fan out your book. Okay, now to make our edges look extra special edition, we are going to foil some pattern on it. To do that, draw or print a design on a paper. So because my design goes over the top and bottom edge as well, and that whole design didn't fit in one A4 sheet of paper, I needed to print them separately, and to make sure I wouldn't get mixed up afterwards, I marked the bottom and the top one, and then the bottom and top from the side edge as well. If you're doing a design that continues from one book to the other like mine, I suggest you to print or draw it all together and then cut it to size. Now on a soft surface, here I'm using a simple desk mat. Place your design on top of your foil and trace your drawing with a pen, pressing down just a bit. It will leave a mark on the foil that you will be able to trace afterwards. For my design, I liked the spine from the first two books and the fact that the Asian cloud would align together to form one illustration. Don't get me started on the third book, please. So I decided to keep that idea and just do the same on the whole entire edges of the 3 books. If you want to get inspiration on what to design for yours, you can check out my Pinterest. I have a board with only fore-edge inspo. Once you trace your design onto your foil, cut it out with a border of at least 5mm, I'd say. It will make your life easier for the next step, which is to foil your edges. So place your book again with the edge barely sticking out in a book press or under weight. And then put your foil onto your edge and secure it with washi tape. Try to make the surface as dense and flat as possible for a better result. Now, using a hot quill, you can trace the design you marked on the foil. Make sure the quill is hot, but don't try to touch it and don't burn yourself. For this step, really take your time and enjoy the process. It is not a race. Again, if you're doing a continuous design on multiple books, like I do, I found out that to make your life easier, to make your edges aligned perfectly, you can take your drawn or printed design and tip it just beside the foil you are foiling on your book press or on your weight as a reference or where your line should line up. Once you're done, take a moment to admire the result and be proud of what you just created. And if you paid attention to detail and didn't rush, everything should line up correctly. And here is how mine looks like. What's great with the hot quill is that it's really vibrant and really shiny, and I love it. And it doesn't chip away. It looks lovely. And the real magic happens when you put all the books together and everything match up and line up all together. I really like the result. And voila, you made a stunning book edge that only you have and you can be really proud of. In the next video, I'm going to show you how not to make a hardcover with faux leather, because I did a lot of mistakes, but I will show you how to avoid them. So please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye, take care.